boys and girls, and welcome to our Friday morning assembly. It's lovely to be back with you all again. I hope you all had a lovely half term and are well rested. For this morning's assembly, we're going to be exploring the theme of Remembrance Sunday. I wonder how many of you remember what you had for breakfast this morning, or maybe what you had for dinner last night. I wonder how many of you remember what the teachers taught you yesterday, or maybe what they taught you on Tuesday. Or I wonder how many of you remember what you get up to after school on Monday. Or what you get up to 10 days ago. Or even if you can remember what day it was 10 days ago. The further we go back, the harder it is for us to remember. Normally for us to remember, we associate it with something. Maybe it's a taste or a smell or an event. And I just want to do a little game with you to test how well you remember or how well you associate different things with certain events. So we're going to do a little game. I'm going to say 4 things and then you have to guess the event that's taken place. So we'll just do a little test run to begin with. So if I was to say the word garden, sunshine, burger bun, what would you imagine is taking place? And you'd be right if you guessed a barbecue. So let's do a little game now. Who can get it first? Who can shout out maybe in the class? Stick your hand up. So let's start. Water, sand, shell, bucket. Guess what it is? If you said a day at the beach, you'd be right. Okay, what about this one? Wrapping paper, card, friends, cake. If you guessed a birthday party, you'd be right. Okay, what about this one? Eggs, flour, lemon, sugar. If you guessed making pancakes, you'd be right. Okay, one more, final one. Dress, ring, veil, church. If you guessed the wedding day for a bride or a groom, then you'd be right. But it's funny how we can remember some special occasions. I'm sure many of you remember having barbecues in the garden or celebrating your birthdays with friends and having lots of presents. Like a bride and groom, they will always remember their wedding day. They'll remember that special occasion and what it meant to build up to celebrate that wonderful day. But just like our good days, we also remember our bad days. Some of you may have had a pet who's no longer with you, or have a family member, a loved one who has passed away. Or for some of you, you may have had friends who have moved away, or you yourself may have left school. And how it's not just the good days we remember, but it's also the bad days as well. See, both good and bad times stay in our memories for a long time. And for many of us, we'll keep photos or we'll keep little memorabilia just to remind us of those events. And this Sunday we celebrate Remembrance Day, where we'll see many people wear a red poppy. It's a day where many people remember both the good and the bad of humanity. See, a long time ago, to keep us all safe and for us all to have our freedom, lots of young men and women went off to go to war, where countries were fighting against countries. And lots of these young men and women didn't return. They gave up their life selfishly so we could have the lives that we have today. And so on Remembrance Day, we celebrate that love and we celebrate that kindness. But we also remember the brokenness of humanity and how they can do such horrible things, and the promise that we will never repeat it again. In that First World War, back in the early 20th century, in the fields where many of them young men and women lay, this red flower, the poppy, grew, and lots of them grew. And it was a signal and symbol of hope. And it's the reason why today, on Remembrance Sunday, we wear those poppies. To remember the love and the service that those people gave, but also to recognize the hope that it'll never have to be repeated. We're going to just watch a little video now of what that felt like. Just as we come to an end of this assembly, I can't help but return to the words that Jesus talked about. You see, well before Remembrance Sunday, Jesus talked about this love that we should have for one another. And he said it in one of his Gospels in John, where he said, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for his friends. And you are my friends." See, Christians believe that Jesus laid down his life for all of us. And then that was to be the greatest sacrifice of all, so that we wouldn't have to do that. And as a church, we promote that love, that we love our neighbour, that we always be people of peace. And so we acknowledge Remembrance Day, but we also live in the hope and the prayer that we don't have to repeat that. That what Jesus did should be enough. That humanity, if we just love one another, wouldn't have to go to war with one another. But let me just finish now with a prayer. Dear God, thank you for the many happy memories that we have. We are sorry that some people have sad memories at this time of year, as they remember those who have died and those who have died for our country. May we wear red poppies with love and compassion, and may we remember and be thankful for all that they did, and to remember to live lives of love and hope. Amen.